Happy Friday, October 24th, 2025. Also, apparently it's Bologna Day, which feels right because we're stacking layers on layers today. This is KoiCast, made end-to-end with AI. We're stress testing Microsoft Vibe Voice 7B for the vocals, so if my consonants sound extra crisp, blame the robot. I'm Hunter.
And I'm Riley. If this episode derails into sandwich metaphors or accidental ASMR, that's just the AI living its truth. Let's roll.
Today's headline. Lightricks dropped LTX-2, pitching it as the first complete open-source video foundation model with native 4K up to 50 frames per second and synchronized audio plus video for clips up to 10 seconds. It claims roughly 50% lower compute cost versus peers and says it can run on consumer GPUs.
Okay, but is this actually new or just prettier pixels, same bottlenecks? Because we've seen gorgeous clips that still break when you wire them into a pipeline.
That's the unlock here. Automation readiness. It's not just outputs, it's access. You've got multiple on-ramps, hosted API via FAL for programmatic jobs, a first-party creative app with LTX Studio, and an open repo on GitHub. Plus, the big thing, audio and video in one pass. That kills a ton of glue code and sync headaches.
Oh, synced audio out of the box is huge. No more Frankensteining VO in post for every clip. But wait, open source with a star, right? I saw code and datasets live now, full model weights later this fall. So who can actually self-host today?
Right now, partial stack. You can test via hosted endpoints and use Studio. Full self-hosting lands when the weights drop. That's a common sequence for open launches. In the meantime, webhooks from FAL play nicely with Make, N8N, and Zapier. You can already stand up queue-based renders, asset routing to your DAM, and basic critics for QC.
Got it. So a real pipeline looks like brief to API call to render queue to QC to publish, and you don't have to hand sync the sound. Love that. Talk features, what else shipped?
Multi-keyframe conditioning for continuity, camera control logic for moves, and LoRa-style tuning for brand or character consistency. Native 4K, up to 50 frames per second, but remember the cap. 10-second clips, that's perfect for cut downs and hooks. For 30 or 60 seconds, you'll chain segments or keep hero assets on heavier offline models for now.
10 seconds is honestly the sweet spot for a lot of social, but chaining means you need templates and a critic layer so it doesn't jump between segments. On cost, 50% cheaper sounds spicy. Are we buying that?
Directional only. Your real cost per finished asset depends on retries, rejection rate, and the number of QC passes. You reduce spend by batching, caching invariants, logos, LUTs, VOQs, and killing low-probability prompts early. But yeah, synced A and V removes a whole post step, which is tangible savings.
Go it. I like this for marketing ops. Weekly ad refresh with 10 to 20 variants. Hooks baked in. Quick A/B based on early click-through and average view duration signals. Then localize at scale. Same visuals, new VO and supers. Export platform native aspect ratios in one batch. That's the factory.
Here you go. And for studios, stand up a previs lane. Use reference imagery for identity, generate 4K shots with basic VO, and lock style via multi-keyframes. For enterprise, once weights land, you wrap a private endpoint with queues, budgets, retries, and error codes.
Quick timeout for what else dropped this week because the ecosystem's moving. DeepSeek's been hammering cost from another angle. Compression tricks to crush token usage and ongoing price cuts, plus an experimental model push. The trend line is clear. Price per output is coming down, which makes LTX-2's pipeline-friendly posture feel timely.
And we just covered Kriya's real-time 14B on the blog. Different lane, but relevant context. Kriya is live, interactive restyling. Great for streams and events, still maturing on frame rate, and it doesn't integrate audio. LTX-2 is the opposite. Offline clips, but higher fidelity, with audio embedded, which makes it production-friendly for automation.
Exactly. If you need to react to a chat poll live, Kriya. If you need 15 to 30 seconds of polished ad creative with sound, LTX-style pipelines. Also, the competitiveness angle. Models like Sora, VO, Runway, Pika are still kind of render farms, beautiful but closed, audio separate, and slower to wire into ops. LTX-2 is clearly trying to be the open plus ops option.
Let's talk availability. You can use LTX Studio today for manual creative. You can call hosted endpoints through partners like FAL for automation, with per-second pricing and throughput limited by the provider. Full weights are slated for later this fall, which unlocks private, low-latency pipelines and predictable costs.
And I want first-party webhooks, event logs, and clear error codes. If they ship sturdy job APIs, this goes from pilot-ready to ops-grade fast. Until then, we can still get real value, but it's more like careful pilots than full conveyor belts.
Workflow impact. This can replace a multi-tool dance for short-form video. You collapse video generation and basic audio into one job, remove a manual sync pass, and reduce post. For a scrappy team, that's hours back per clip. For enterprise, it's predictable throughput and fewer vendor hops.
Let's do a mini playbook. Creators build a preset library. Palettes, logos, motion cues, then run your hooks daily with style, locked via multi-keyframes. Marketers, automate Monday refresh, promote winners by Wednesday, roll learnings into the next batch. Founders and ops, put a critic in the middle for brand tone, logo safety zones, and loudness normalization before anything hits your CMS or ad manager.
Good call on guardrails. Also, IP hygiene, only use licensed references, and track provenance, add moderation on visuals and audio, and cap retries per brief, measure cost per approved asset, not per render.
Nice slide now. Limitations check. 10-second clip ceiling, fine for hooks and pack shots, chain for longer narratives. Audio is integrated, but if you need multilingual VO or music licensing, route to a DAW or NLE after generation for mix and legal. Consumer GPU viability? Demo mode is cute. For scale, you'll queue jobs across the right GPU tier and cache like a gremlin.
On the N8N side, because you know I'm going there, this fits cleanly. Webhook in, queue tasks, call foul, watch for completion events, run a critic, push to DAM, and notify Slack with thumbnails and cost per approved asset. When weights drop, swap the foul node for your private endpoint and keep the flow.
Zapier and Make Folks, same vibe. And meme angle. Finally, my AI video has audio that isn't 2 frames late. Or my CapCut timeline at 3 a.m. just rage quit.
Competitive nervousness meter? Teams invested in closed, video-only pipelines should pay attention. Synced audio in one pass at 4K, open components, and multiple access paths API, Repo, Studio, tick the boxes for automation-first teams.
And with costs drifting down across the board, thanks DeepSeek and the broader price war, time to asset and workflow control are becoming the new flex, not just raw fidelity. LTX-2 reads that room well.
Bottom line, LTX-2 is ready for API pilots today and points toward production when weights and robust job APIs land. If your mission is human plus machine creativity at scale, start hosted, document your guardrails, and be ready to flip to self-host when the weights ship.
And celebrate Bologna Day by stacking those layers prompt to render to QC to publish without the soggy middle. Okay, I'm hungry now.
Same. Thanks for hanging with us on KoiCast. For more AI news and playbooks, hit koi.com.resourcers and subscribe so you don't miss the next one.
Appreciate you all. Go automate something fun, and maybe a sandwich while you're at it. Catch you later.